Late December of 1963, as Frankie Valli once said for him in the Four Seasons. Mike Rizzo, Colin, Russo, Christian, Cat. It's a where were you moment. Where were you when we landed on the moon? Where were you? You saw that the announcement, John F. Kennedy was assassinated. Where were you when the Patriots came back from down 28-3 in the Super Bowl? Where were you when Bam Adebayo had 83 points against the Washington Wizards in March the 10th, 2026, in a 150 to 129 point game? The National Basketball Association. The second most points ever in the history of basketball, behind only the Wilt Chamberlain, who did it back in 1962 against the Knicks when he was on the Warriors. And nobody's touched it since. There's no video proof of that. It was only a partially locally televised game and little radio. You had the Kobe game back in 2006, January of 06, where he had 81 points. And now you have Bam Adebayo, where in recent years we've seen guys like Damian Lillard, Donovan Mitchell, Luka Doncic get to the 70 mark. We haven't seen really anybody get to the 80 mark. Bam Adebayo did it yesterday against the Wizards, where 83 points. He started things off with a 31-point first quarter, and he finishes the game 20 of 43 from the field goal range, 7 for 22 from 3, and 36 for 43 from the free throw line. Historic night. Mike Rizzo, your thoughts?
Oh, yeah, it was a great performance.
Was it?
It was a fantastic performance. Congratulations to Bam, and I'm very happy for Heat fans.
That's all?
It was probably the third or fourth best thing that happened last night. I was too worried about my baseball team losing to a bunch of Italian Americans last night. I was too worried about that. You had me into what was it? Hofstra and Monmouth. We watched Detroit Mercy and Wright State last night.
Hold on a second. Let's circle back. So you don't think this is a big moment for NBA basketball history?
It was stat padding. Stat padding at its finest. 43 free throws. 43.
Broken NBA record.
43 free throws.
Broken NBA record.
Bam Adebayo shot 23 pointers. Dude, this was stat padding. That's it. This is a fringe Hall of Famer. Probably gets in now because of that performance last night. But going into that performance last night, is that guy a Hall of Famer? You're telling me Wilt Chamberlain,
yes, he's Hall of Famer.
Chamberlain, excuse me, Bam Adebayo.
Well, how do you view
Kobe Bryant?
How do you view the Wilt?
What's the thing that pick the one that doesn't belong? Pick the one that doesn't belong. The Wizards should lose a draft pick for what happened last night. Honestly, they should rip the Wizards draft pick.
Well, I actually don't disagree
with their game plan they had last night and that starting lineup. They should rip the draft pick. Bam Adebayo should never score 83 points in a game. And you know, I don't mean to be the guy today. All right, it's great for Bam. You know I'm a fair weather Kentucky basketball fan. I like Bam Adebayo a lot. Our GM, Stephanie Prince, pointed out to me that he was a Team USA player. Listen, I get all that. It is a league issue that Bam Adebayo is scoring 83 points, and you can't tell me otherwise.
Oh, it's a league issue.
You cannot tell me otherwise that it's a league issue.
Why hasn't it happened since 2006?
Listen, it's a good shout. It's a good shout. Did you ever expect Bam Adebayo to score 83 points?
Mike, it's less about the expectation of whether the player could or not, or rather the appreciation of the player actually doing it.
It's not appreciation. It's stat padding.
So you're not appreciating it.
No, he went to the free throw line 43 times. They were intentionally fouling of 30 points.
Is there a free throw number in mind that you would have been okay with him getting 83 points?
They were intentionally fouling in a basketball game that they were up 30 points in. That's my issue.
So you think that we should just completely throw this game in the trash? Because you're right. No, listen, one thing I'll agree with you on, the fourth quarter, I would even say halfway through the third quarter on, they were trying to get the record. We knew that. They were trying to get the record. But does that make it any less impressive?
I think it has more to do with what's wrong with the Washington Wizards and why that team is letting a player score 83 points. And then the joke of a lineup that they're running out there. I mean, Anthony Davis shut down. Trae Young shut down. Forgive me for thinking that those guys could maybe have given it a go this year. But everyone that is at the bottom of the NBA is so worried about the draft pick, the lottery. We got to have the most ping pong balls for this stacked NBA draft. I hate being the guy today.
Well, this is being the guy.
I am the guy. I am the guy. I am the guy.
It sounds like you don't think this is impressive.
It's not that I don't think it's impressive, Colin. It's that this should have never happened. Bam Adebayo should have never scored 83 points. What do you mean this should have never happened? It did happen. Fine. What I'm saying is it's more of a league problem, and I don't want to keep repeating myself. Bam Adebayo scoring 83 points is more of a league problem. What league problem are we dealing with? He did it against a team that is deliberately trying to lose games, and they got exactly what they deserved last night. They weren't deliberately trying to get him the record. The Wizards got it. You saw any of it, the Wizards are double and triple teaming him in the fourth quarter. As far as I'm concerned, it's a great night for the Heat organization. It's a great night for Bam Adebayo. I am seriously not trying to take anything away from Heat fans who are very excited that their players scored 83 points. This is exactly what we talked about with Uncle Steve Pollitt Sr. yesterday. And who the president of Good Karma Brands, who joined the program. We were talking NBA. How do you get guys to try more? How do you get to – this is part of that issue that we talked about yesterday. It is a deliberate part of the issue that Bam Adebayo – a fringe Hall of Famer going into this game, a good NBA player, a good NBA player, scoring 83 points in a basketball game. He'll be one of the best Heat players in franchise history after he's done with his career. Fine. What I'm saying is 43 free throw attempts, intentionally fouling at the end of a game to try to break a record is a problem. It's a problem. How do you view the Kobe 81-point game? Kobe did that in his sleep. He did that effortlessly. He went to the free throw. He went to the free throw like 20 times. He shot 73% from the field. Colin, he shot 73% from the field. And they weren't trying to break a record. It happened. It just happened. That in an era where they actually played defense. He wasn't trying to set a mark at 81 points. Kobe was for sure trying to go off. Don't get me. He was for sure trying to go off. What I'm saying is 25 points in halftime. The league had 50 points in the second half. The league at that time was fundamentally different. They were trying to play defense, and there was some respect on bottom end of teams. He did it against the Toronto Raptors. Theo Dorsey and I, from Theoretically Speaking, 2-4. Give Theo a listen. We talked about it on a little crosstalk. That team won 27 games. It's not like the Raptors were world beaters, all right? But they weren't deliberately going out there with horrible lineups. Hold on a second. Time out. You're phrasing this as if the Wizards went out there and said, boy, wouldn't it be nice if somebody had 83 points in us tonight. That is not what happened. No, it's not. But they got exactly what they deserved with the mockery that they've been, the mockery of the game of basketball that they've been playing all season long. I can see that. And the only reason I'm hot and heavy about it because everyone's like, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Why? You're telling me. How are you not impressed by this? It's not. Like, you didn't realize he went 20 of 43. He had 31. He didn't walk into the Wizards game thinking, boy, let's get 83 tonight. He had 31 points in the first quarter. He had 43 points at halftime. Fine. I'm in the minority on it. It is what it is. I think it's more of a fundamental league issue than impressive. So why is it a league issue if he's the only one who's ever done it? So why is it a league issue? I don't understand. One guy did it. It's not like we had 7 guys last night that have 83 points. We've had one guy since 1962. We've had one guy get to 83. So why is this a systemic problem within the NBA? The fact that he was able to do this. It's just stat padding. It's the best answer I got for you. It's stat padding. Mike, that's it. It is stat padding, and that is it. How do you feel about it? How do you feel about Wilt's 100 point? Colin, that was, 70 years ago? Like you said, it was barely on television. It's a he said, she said kind of thing. It's a staple of NBA history. How do you feel about Wilt's 100-point game? It was at a point at the time in the league where Wilt was just the most dominant player ever, too. Like, I don't know, Kyle. I can't tell you. I can't talk about something that happened 70 years ago that I'm beyond ignorant about. I'll tell you what happened. I remember Kobe's game. I remember this game. I'll tell you what happened. Wilt's 100-point game is a famous historic mark. They played the Knicks, 1962. They killed them. Won the game. Scored 145 points in the game. They intentionally fouled constantly. To get Wilt the free throws. They got Wilt 32 free throws. He never made his free throws. 28-32 that game. I mean, yeah, it might have been in Hershey, Pennsylvania when nobody was there, but they tried. The Knicks were so pissed off after the game with how they handled it. They tried to hold the ball and prevent Wilt from getting the ball back into the shot clock, taking team turnovers. They did the same thing. You can't get 100 points without trying to stat pad. That's all they were trying to do. It's the same thing there, but history remembers the number, not the context. This is going to age tremendously in the history of the NBA. And I'm in a minority on it, and that's okay. I just when Bam Adebayo scores 8 points against the New York Knicks in the first round, are we going to think about the 83 performance? Or are we? There's a big discrepancy between Wilt Chamberlain, Bam Adebayo, and Kobe Bryant. That's it, Colin.
So here's
that's
the problem.
it.
So here's the problem.
That's it.
So
Stat padding. That's it. And that's it. Colin, it's the best. You're going to keep pressing me on it. I understand
right,
it.
let's go through this.
Is stat padding
if
at
06
its
Lakers
finest.
is so amazing. If the 06
They were
Kobe
terrible.
Game,
How do you think they made the playoffs,
No, they
Colin?
did. And they lost in 7 against the Phoenix Suns in the first round. To the guy who won the
Kobe
MVP.
had the game winner, the run-in at Staples Center.
They went 45 and 37. Let's go through Kobe's games. Did he have a bad game that series? I'm sure he did. Did he? Well, he surely might.
Colin, Kobe also won 5 championships, was an MVP, defensive player.
This is about we're talking about the
top
season.
10. Listen, I know people disagree
you're
with me.
only allowed
He's
to
a
score.
top 10 player of all time. Bam Adebayo's a top 75 player ever.
You're only allowed to score 83 points when you're an all-time great. And if you don't do it, it's a disgrace to the league if you don't. Am I getting this correct?
I think this is the league is celebrating this, and that's fine. It's more of an issue on what's happening in the NBA, the league that I loved for 23 years of my life.
Here's Kobe, all 7 games of that Phoenix Suns series. You know, he had a 50-point game in Game 6. That was the game you were talking about when they won
the game winner in Staples Center.
So he had 2 overtime wins. They had that series. His turnovers 3, 4, 4, 7, 5, 7, and 3. That's got to be a record for a 7-game series. The amount you can turn the ball over.
He's a 5-time
so
champion.
now he's allowed to do that.
A 3-time NBA Finals MVP.
I'm trying to prove a point.
MVP of the league.
The point I'm trying to say is you can't just gloss over Kobe's 81-point game. How do you feel about Donovan Mitchell getting 71 points?
I don't care. Couldn't care less.
You couldn't care less.
Couldn't care less.
You couldn't care less.
And that got brought up. They go, oh, if it was a Cavalier, you care. No. I don't like.
All right, so you're telling me that if a Cavalier yesterday, if Donovan Mitchell yesterday, and you know what, he's a better player than Bam to a degree. He was a better player. It's the same context of a type of player in the NBA. You know, an all-star. If Donovan Mitchell went out there yesterday at 83 points, how would you feel?
If he went to the free throw line 43 times and the Cavs were intentionally fouling at the end of the game, I would have a tremendous issue.
I think he'd have a kick out. I think he'd get a kick out of it.
I would have a tremendous issue just like right now.
You only have a problem with the 43 free throws. What about that? He made 36 of them. You know,
fine. That's impressive. Like, dude, the biggest thing, I'm not trying to take away what Bam did. I just think it's stat padding.
They couldn't stop.
That's it.
I understand. 100-point game. You never viewed it before today as a stat pad. What do you throw that one out?
He was the first, but he was the first to do it.
So he's allowed to do it because he's the first. Bam's the first to get 83 since Wilt.
Wilt is one of the top 10 greatest players of all time as well. There's some clout when you talk about Wilt Chamberlain. There's not nearly enough
your
clout.
Opinion of Bam Adebayo and the fact that you don't think he's an all-time great player is the reason that you discredit this 83-point
I just think the Wizards are a disgrace and should lose a draft pick. I don't think Bam scores 83 against any of those teams. And granted, maybe the Knicks. I mean, geez, that was the 60s. It was the leagues. It's different. I understand all that. Bam scoring 83 points I'm repeating myself. I'm not meaning to do this. There's a big discrepancy between Wilt, Kobe, and Bam Adebayo.
How? Discrepancy in terms of player all time?
Yes.
Okay, fine.
And the kind of player and the accomplishments that they did.
It's strikingly similar. You know, Wilt Chamberlain played 48 minutes that game. They played him every single minute of that game to get him to 100 points. You know, Kobe had 57 or 54 points in the second half. You think that Kobe's trying to win the game? He's a shot chucker. He made every shot. He needed miss.
To be fair, he needed to do that all year long with that Laker team.
I mean, all I'm saying, Mike, is you can't call the bottom line is you can't get 83 points. What's the word? Ethically. You can't do it.
Fine.
You can't do it.
It's more of a blemish. I'll end with this. It's more of a blemish on the league that Bam scored 83.
I'd make the argument this is one of the best nights the league has had in a while.
Oh.
Why not? Why not?
I'm not going to keep repeating. I'm upsetting listeners. I'm not going to keep repeating myself. I truly think there's in no world should Bam ever score 83 points. There's no world where that guy scores 83 points.
It's a bizarre one. I disagree. I agree with you there. I just think you're being a little unfair to the historic nature of what happened.
Take a draft pick away from the Wizards and the mockery they made of the game.
I could listen.
They are a terrible team.
I could listen.
They've never been good, and it's one of the worst organizations.
Bub Carrington. Will Riley, Justin Champagny, Alex Sars actually, had a pretty good game, having a good season. But
Kyle, that team's been irrelevant since they got their butt kicked against the Cavs.
Here's what you need to know too.
With Antoine Jameson and Gilbert Arenas.
Now they couldn't stop him. They couldn't stop him. He had 31 points. He had 43 points at half. So it's not like he was doing this in the fourth quarter. Yeah, he had 21 points in the fourth quarter, but he was doing this. He was at 43 at half. So it's not like going into the game he was trying to stat pad. He was going into the game. He was hot. He was feeling it. I imagine at some point in the third quarter, Eric Spoelstra sat the team down and said, Bam's got 60-some-odd points. Yep. We're going to go for 81.
Let's go stat pad. Let's go intentionally follow up 35 points.
Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo. 888-760-3776. Does Bam Adebayo's 83-point game serve as a mockery to the sport of basketball, to the NBA, like Mike Rizzo says, or is it a historic moment in Heat history? Let us know. 888-760-3776. Bam's 83-point game. Your thoughts there. Been a car accident, truck accident, suffered a slip and fall. My friends Mark Anajar and Glenn Levine at Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys are the type that like to fight for you. They don't even charge you unless you win. They work tirelessly to get you the maximum compensation that you deserve. Don't settle for just any attorney when you're looking for one. Go get the best. Go demand the best. Go demand Anajar and Levine. All it takes is that one phone call. Take back control of your life today. Go get the best in the business right here in South Florida. It's Anajar and Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat, unhappy about, or Mike Rizzo, I should say, unhappy about 83
It's not
points.
that I'm unhappy.
Yeah, a little unhappy about it.
It's not unhappy. It's just, how did this happen? How did Bam Adebayo score 83 points? That's it.
You discredited it. How'd you letter grade the performance?
I mean, it's an A+. Guy scored 80 points.
It's an A+.
43 free throws, though, and some questionable calls, to say the least.
No
double-double.
Is it more impressive of throwing out there? Is it more impressive that comparatively to a 50-point triple-double in the regular season? Like, how would you grade it? Like, give me a comparison. Is it better than any of LeBron's playoff games? Like,
No.
None of them.
No.
None of them? Is there a game that Bam Adebayo, like the LeBron 51 points, game one of the 2017 finals? Remember that?
I
when
do
they lost
remember that.
In overtime when J.R. Smith didn't know what the time of the clock was?
Correct.
That game more impressive or Bam's 83?
That was an NBA Finals game. This is a meaningless regular season game against a disgraceful bunch in the Washington Wizards.
Right.
That's it.
So we're down on that. All right. We'll be back after this. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
I'm Mark Anajar.
I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
Together, we're Anajar and Levine, and our team is a triple threat to big insurance companies.
Don't settle with the insurance companies for a fraction of what your case is worth. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Get your free case review right now. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Whether it's a clutch touchdown pass, a game-winning dunk, or an impressive dash to the finish, we want to highlight the best performance of the week. The winning performance will receive $500 courtesy of Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Catch the biggest moments and winners all season long on ESPN 106.3 and ESPN West Palm Play. Nominate them today by emailing highschool@espnwestpalm.com. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Welcome to being treated like a pro.
You've seen the PGA Tour's best on the course, but in the arena, it's prime time. Don't miss the TGL playoffs presented by SoFi beginning Tuesday, March 17th with Boston, LA, Atlanta, and Jupiter vying for the TGL championship. Shot clocks, hammer drops, timeouts, and overtime. Now bigger and better. Playoff tickets are on sale now. Visit TGLGolf.com to get your tickets while they last. TGL presented by SoFi. Keep up. It's golf.
Who says buying a car takes all day? At Greenway Kia West Palm Beach, we respect your time and make it simple. Shop online, value your trade, get pre-approved before you arrive. Then swing by, sign, and drive. Fast and easy. From the all-new redesigned 2027 Kia Telluride to the versatile Kia Sportage to the sporty Kia K4. Your next Kia is waiting. Transparent pricing, zero pressure, just a smarter way to buy. Upgrade this month without slowing down. Only at Greenway Kia West Palm Beach.
We want to see you in a
Greenway Kia.
Today's tax tip is brought to you by Anshin Accountants and Advisors with Robert Gilman, partner and leader of Anshin's Real Estate Group.
Under the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, 100% bonus depreciation has been permanently reinstated. Real estate businesses are now able to immediately expense the full cost of qualifying property. Even projects with millions in improvements can benefit from first-year expensing without any spending cap. At Anshin, a partner-owned firm since 1923, we strategically guide real estate businesses through these legislative changes to help them develop a long-term investment strategy and boost cash flow. If you're a real estate professional looking to enhance profitability and minimize tax liabilities, let Anshin deliver value where others can't.
For more tax tips from Anshin, visit Anshin.com. That's ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, helping you recalculate what's possible.
83 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, as this one belongs to the Heat. Bam Adebayo only stands behind Wilt Chamberlain for points in a single game in the history of this association.
ESPN 106.3 is your home for Miami Heat basketball. Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Streaming live on YouTube at ESPN South Florida and Twitter and Facebook at ESPN West Palm. It is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo. We got Christian Cat having a grand old time here on a midweek edition. Wednesday, the 11th of March, 2026. A lot happened yesterday. World Baseball Classic. United States get upset by the Italians. 8-6 in the group play, now in danger of falling out and not advancing to knockout stage. They need, the long story short, you need Mexico to score a lot of runs tonight, or you need Italy to win. Mexico needs to score 5 or more runs, and then if that happens, they advance, or if Mexico wins the game 2-0, United States is eliminated. They play tonight on FS1. Well, we got somebody who's celebrating his own 2 national championships, up to 29 now. Over down the street at Kaiser University. Let's get a little to Ask the AD with Kaiser University's athletic director, Chris Swager.
It's time to Ask the AD. Kaiser University Athletic Director Chris Swager joins Russo and Rizzo to talk all things college sports, the latest on Kaiser athletics and more. Ask the AD is presented by Kaiser Seahawks Athletics. Learn more at KUSeahawks.com.
Well, Chris, it's almost Championship Wednesday for you. 2 national championships, both in the pool.
Yep.
With my lot. Because, I practice with them all the time. I'm basically a part of that team. Do I get a championship ring now that men's and women's swimming at Kaiser University won national titles?
They had to overcome that adversity. That's the mark of a true champion.
Adversity of what, me?
Yeah, you swimming there, disrupting practice. So that helped them to mentally prepare for distractions.
So they swept the national championships on that front.
So it was the women's 5th in a row, the men's 7th overall. They've won 7 out of the last 8 years. They swept swimmer of the year, men and women, diver of the year, men and women. Coach Adam got the women's coach of the year, men's coach of the year, and I think another school from SCAD got women's coach of the year. So
wow,
almost every award but one.
And what's going on with the other sports?
So wrestling just wrapped up. They finished top 20. They had one wrestler gain All-American status. He finished 6th at the 285. We've got men's basketball. Actually, they flew out this morning to go to Fullerton, California. So they're heading to the opening rounds of the national tournament. They play Friday. If they win, they advance to Saturday. If they win that, they'll fly back home and then out to Kansas City for the final 16.
Would you go to Kansas City?
Possibly. I'm there a week later. That's the only problem. But
for the Sun Conference meetup.
For national convention.
The national convention.
Yeah, but So for
conference meetup.
So for NAI basketball, it's 64 make it, but they have 16 opening round sites.
Yep.
So all over the country, and then the final 16 go to the final site.
Wow. Okay. And where was the swimming held?
Swimming was in Indiana.
Where in Indiana?
Indy.
Is that Indianapolis?
Yes, that is Indianapolis. Yeah.
You didn't go to Indianapolis to go celebrate with your crew?
We know why. Chris can't stand that
Your
city.
least favorite city. Or your favorite city. You go to St. Elmo's, you walk downtown, you go to a Pacer game.
Yeah, I did not have the shrimp cocktail at St. Elmo's, so if I do go back, that would be the one thing. I got everything but that. But, it was good. And then spring sports are rolling. I think we've got all of our teams are ranked right now. 7 of them are in the top 10. So softball's off to a great start. Women's lacrosse just had a big win today. So we're rolling. Spring's pretty busy.
That's the Kaiser University Athletic Director, Chris Swager. Now, you're a South Florida guy. Would you consider yourself a big Heat fan?
I am a big Heat fan. I was more into it probably 06. I had more time to watch, but yeah, I stay up on it.
06, 2012, 2013, which are your favorite titles?
06.
06 is number 1. Is 2013 the number 2?
Yeah, I was living down in Coconut Grove. Actually, I ran into the Posey a few times at Millam's Market, stacking up his cart with like cases of beer to after like game 5 or something like that.
This is in 06.
This is 06. So no, that was just, I mean, it was obviously something, especially the way the series went, it wasn't expected.
No.
Dwayne Wayne went off. It was funny because
a lot of free throws in that series.
it was funny because before that series, I was working not in athletics, but I was down there, and I remember seeing him walking around the mall, and I made a comment. This was right after they won. It's like it's pretty cool. You know, he can walk around and no one notices him, because prior to that, I mean, Dwayne Wade was an athlete, but he wasn't, D Wade.
Right.
I think within 10 minutes, like security guards, cops, everything's running through the mall.
That was like a change of the moment.
He got mobbed.
That was a change of the moment for him.
Yeah, and they had to escort him out of the mall. And prior to that, it wasn't like that. But after 06, everything changed.
Wow. So he became Mr. Miami after that.
Pretty much, yeah.
He can't walk outside. Now, it was a historic moment for Heat fans last night. You're a Heat fan, so this is a good example. This is a good litmus test. Bam Adebayo, 83 points against the Washington Wizards last night in a 20-point win, March 10th, 2026. It's a where were you moment. Where were you when Bam Adebayo got 83 points? Did you get a notification?
I got a notification. I was actually watching LIU, and I can't remember who they were playing.
LIU hoops?
Yeah.
With the fins up?
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Because this time of year, it's conference championship week.
This is my guy right here. Did you watch Merrimack Siena?
I was flipping back and forth with all those different games.
Did you watch McNeese versus UT Rio Grande?
I did not watch that. There was 2 games going on.
Overtime.
Did you watch Hofstra and Monmouth?
There was 2 games going on at the same time. LIU was playing, and there was another one, and then the Panthers were playing.
Did you
at
see
the same time?
Detroit Mercy Wright State?
That was the one. Yeah,
that was the one.
Yeah.
So, all right, he's a mid-major guy ourselves. Mike and I were on top of that, but then we had to tune in to what was going on in the Miami Heat Washington Wizards game. So you get a notification. Did you turn on the game?
I did not, because I got it when he was like it was probably after the third quarter. I was
at
not
like 60 some odd.
Yeah, I was not planning on watching the Wizards game, just because. I mean, there was.
Wow.
Well, no, I'm just saying the Heat had like 4 guys out. It's the Wizards; they're holding people out, so it just wasn't expected
it's a bad
to
game.
be.
It calls for what it is. It's an awful game.
It was an awful game, but I will say they're still professional athletes, and they got to take some pride. I mean, just to let someone do that to you, that's a tough one.
Mike, do you think it's impressive?
Yeah, it's very impressive. But the Wizards should lose a draft pick.
I think is it a monumental moment in Heat history to you?
It is a monumental moment. I think the difference in the Kobe game was, I think it was a close game, if I'm not mistaken.
It was closer.
122-107. Kobe pulled away in the fourth quarter.
I just don't know how you let someone do that to you as the Wizards.
I can tell you how they do it, because they're a disgrace, and they've been trying to lose games since October.
Well, that's why they don't want Bam Adebayo to have 83 points. They don't care about that.
It's karma. There's something called karma.
No, but at some point you're sitting on the bench going, I'm not letting this guy do this.
Happen to us.
And look,
and they couldn't stop him.
It's your job to stop someone. Like when teams score a lot of points, I mean, unless it's, like if I pull all my starters and you still got your starters going, that's a different story. But if I'm trying and you're trying, then it's your job to stop someone.
My big issue, Chris, is the fouling at the end of the game, up 35 points, just trying to it's stat padding. That's it. Last night was stat padding. Kobe's happened naturally through the game. It was a close game all the way until about 3 minutes left in that game.
But Wilt's was stat padding.
Listen,
they won by 40 or something.
It's another good point.
I can't tell. Wilt was the first to do it. It's not even.
Well, it doesn't make it any less right.
If it actually happened, there's no video, but
Did Bam actually break a record last night? I think that's another thing you got to ask yourself.
Yes, the Heat record by far.
Okay, all right.
He disrupted one of the greatest commercials of all time with Kobe and Jalen Rose.
That's a good point with the 81 olives.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase. Did Bam break an NBA record last night outside of a team record with the Miami Heat? The answer is no. The league record is 100.
Hold on.
So to break a second place record by Kobe Bryant of 35 points,
Mike,
intentionally fouling.
I mean, he's passing LeBron as a better Heat player. So
God. My God.
Mike?
How many championships has Bam Adebayo won for the Heat organization? Dwayne Wade and LeBron James are the two best players. I even put Alonzo Mourning as the third best player in that organization over Bam Adebayo.
Definitely not.
Wow.
I can listen
I
to
put Zoe at 3 over Bam Adebayo.
No, you wouldn't.
Okay.
No, you don't do that.
Okay.
You don't do that.
Okay.
83 points, Mike. See, you're trying to make the argument that since it's not a record breaker, we should not care.
It's not the thing. It's stat padding, man. That I don't want to keep repeating myself. They're following up 35 points.
That's exactly what Wilt did. So why is it okay that Wilt did it and Bam can't?
So back in 1965, you have the box score. Or whenever it happened, Kyle, you have the box score that they were intentionally fouling, trying to get Wilt Chamberlain the basketball.
Yes,
But they were on by 30, so he didn't have to be in the game at the end.
They were intentionally fouling the entire fourth quarter.
So let me ask you this. If it had been a close game, would you have a problem with it?
No, because they wouldn't be intentionally fouling in a close game.
So if hypothetically, if the Heat were a worse team.
He's a problem that's Bam Adebayo.
Like that Lakers team that year almost missed the playoffs. They weren't very good.
No, yeah.
So they needed Kobe to go off, which
Correct.
is the fault of the Lakers organization. I don't know you can fault the Heat for being better than the team. I mean, again, it's the Wizards' job to stop them.
The Wizards.
They got to have an enforcer or something on
Two
it.
things can be true. Two things can be true. The Wizards are actively trying to lose games. There's no doubt. The Wizards are not actively trying to have records broken on them by individual statistics. They're not trying to do that.
I'll agree with that.
They double and triple teamed them throughout the entire second half. They still couldn't stop them.
I think, to be honest, justice was served to the Washington Wizards last night, as far as I'm concerned. And I still stand by what I said, that they should lose a draft.
Is this an all-time great NBA moment to you?
No, it's not.
Would you be happy?
An all-time great NBA moment is in the playoffs and performances in the playoffs. I can even argue Kobe's 81 wasn't even an all-time thing. It was a regular season game where he was just feeling it. He was hotter than a stove. If you would have rest in peace, Kobe.
I don't think his stats are that great in that game.
One of my favorite players of all time. He shot 73% from the field and went 17 to 20 from the free throw line. He shot
Kobe?
more than he shot 73% from the field in the game where he scored 81 points. So let's not say that. What I'm saying is, if you would have asked the great Kobe Bryant, what did you like more? Your great performances in NBA Finals or scoring 81 against a bad Raptor team in 2006?
He said 81. He said 81.
He said that.
They asked him. I listened this morning to Dan Patrick. He had interviewed Kobe.
Thanks.
And he asked him, was the 61 point last game of your season better, or the 81 or whatever?
60 last point of the game of his career, last game of his career versus
and he said the 81-point game.
Well, yeah. How do you feel about Kobe's last game of his career?
Listen, it's one of the greatest of all time. Give him the damn ball.
No, it's great. It's great.
Force feed him the ball.
It's great. No, it's great.
I will say that the whole the way and listen, I think the Lakers owed that season to Kobe. I mean, they were bad. They were an awful team. You might as well force feed him the ball and do the retirement tour. It's a guy that gave you 5 NBA titles. What is Bam Adebayo giving the Heat? A play-in tournament appearance?
Swags,
they're out of the playoff. They're out now. I believe they're 60, so they're out of the play-in game.
Let's flip it a fourth opinion. We're going to do this for the first time, Chris, so just stand by. Ready?
Okay.
We got somebody on the line with us, 888-760-3776. We go to Atlanta. Carter in Atlanta, who has been a caller on the show before. Carter, welcome in. I want you to kind of gauge you've heard of all of our 3 opinions. Where do you stand in the Bam Adebayo situation?
Yeah, so I'll speak on the Bam thing, but then on a greater opinion on the NBA. I mean, personally, I think the Bam scoring 83, it's an embarrassment to the league. I mean, the Heat.
Thank you.
Let's be honest, Heat's going to do nothing in the playoffs. I mean, it doesn't mean anything. I think the NBA, the regular season, it's a pointless watch. If players are going to sit out without even an injury, just due to rest, why should I watch them? And including and getting down to the deeper root of the problem, as you guys have talked about on the show a couple times. I mean, including the play-in games. 10 teams don't make the playoffs. That you're including way too many teams in. These players know they can give up a game here and there, and it's not going to matter at the end of the season. I think the in-season tournament's a complete joke. The last 2 winners of it, or excuse me, I know there's been 3, but the last 2 prior to this year have done nothing in the postseason. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, I think 20 games, Mike, a little too low.
Yeah,
but I do think you have to lower the games in the season. I don't know what that number is, 50 maybe, but you have to make these guys care. Like I said, if they're sitting out, I'm not going to watch. They don't care. They don't matter.
Appreciate the call, Carter. So Mike Rizzo said yesterday he wants 20-game NBA seasons.
You think they'd try? You think
listen,
they would try
I do
night
think,
in and night out?
I do
It's a waste
think
of time. It's never going to happen.
I don't like the play-in tournament. I don't like the midseason. I like the old days where the first round was a best of 5.
I completely agree there.
I like the old format better instead of the way they do it now with, I think it's 2-2-1-1-1. Not a fan of that.
Oh, really? With the too many games, too many
2-3-2.
days in between. It used to be 2-3-2.
Right. And also that mattered if you got the first win. If you got one of those first 2, it made a bigger difference.
The game could, could not come
and I
back.
definitely think there's too many games. I mean, 82. I mean, they're not going to change it obviously because it's TV money, but I definitely think 82's way too many.
Do you view the 83-point game as an embarrassment to the league?
I don't view it as an embarrassment to the league. I think
you're overthinking.
it's
what's wrong with the league.
What's wrong with the league?
That you're having a team like the Wizards deliberately try to lose games.
But teams have done that
This is
before.
not about the
Justice
Wizards.
was
This
served
is
for
about Bam Adebayo.
Fine.
This is not about the
Fine.
Wizards.
You guys continue to forget.
Well,
that
you keep saying this is wrong with the league.
It
This
is
wrong with the
what's
league, and
wrong
I
with
ask you
Bam
why, and then
scoring
you say the
83.
Wizards. The Wizards, yes, they stink. And they didn't
And
try
they're
out their
deliberately
best guys,
trying to lose
but
games.
they weren't deliberately trying to allow 83 points.
But
That's not true.
it's justice served as far as I'm concerned. This is what happens when you try to exploit a system. This is what happens. You get Bam Adebayo, a fringe Hall of Famer scoring 83 points. That's what happens. And then the stat, I don't care what people say, the intentionally fouling at the end of the game was a joke. Purposely missing free throws, they get Bam Adebayo a chance to get the ball back. That is a joke. And I don't know how you're a basketball fan and can't agree with that. Unless you're a diehard Miami Heat fan, like Perez and Brandon in West Palm Beach that are condemning me to hell on our YouTube chat. This is a joke. If you're a basketball fan, a Bam Adebayo scoring 83 points is a mockery to the league. It's how I feel. And I knew I was going to take a lot of heat for it today. That's fine. There's a big discrepancy between Wilt Chamberlain, Kobe Bryant, and Bam Adebayo.
Here's where it's hypocritical. You can't do ethicality of basketball and then say, well, Wilt's an all-time great. He could get away with it. It's hypocritical.
And then who is it? Perez. By the way, we appreciate all you guys listen. Bam had the greatest buzzer beater and block of all time in the playoffs. What championship did they win with Bam Adebayo? They certainly must have won a championship
but
on that block and buzzer beater from Bam Adebayo in the playoffs. Like, guys.
But you said a mockery. Isn't the bigger issue players sitting out nonstop?
Yes, and that's exactly
our
caller. Who is our caller? Carter.
Carter
That's exactly what Carter said. They're sitting out guys who are from, they were speculating, but Anthony Davis and Trae Young, they're probably good enough to go. And they completely shut them down as soon as they acquired them because they want a better draft pick. And then the starting lineup that the Wizards ran out is a joke. That is a league problem.
Guy he did it against was the number 2 overall pick in the draft 2 years ago. Let's keep that in mind.
Teams trying to lose games. That's what I mean. It is a league problem. This was a team that is deliberately trying to lose games and get ping pong balls. That's what I mean when I say it's a league problem.
But that has nothing to do with the 83 points. There's nothing to do with that. I mean, yeah, it's something to do with the team that they're going against, but the fact that he scored 83 points, if that was the case, everybody who played the Jazz would have 85 points. That's not what's happening.
My answer to that is the Heat intentionally fouling up 35 points in a meaningless regular season game to break something that's not even a record. 81 is not a record. It's second best. They just wanted to say that he had more than Kobe Bryant. And they're intentionally fouling on 35
is a record
points.
in and of itself. Amongst NBA fans, it's a record
I also
in
think everyone was shocked it was Bam. I like Bam, but I don't know what the odds are in someone breaking or scoring over a certain amount, but I think his over-under might have been 20 points yesterday.
Yeah, right.
In general.
Uh-huh. And it's a bizarre, erratic scorer, a guy who could either have 35 or 11 in a night. It's
he's
weird.
averaging, 18 night? Well, now he's probably over 20, but I mean, it's...
Player and the answer to the question, Brandon, on the YouTube chat, why aren't players doing this more often? Because they're on the bench. They're on 35 points.
Well, okay, that's not the answer to that question. That's not an answer to that question.
You get 65, and you put the guy at the end of the bench. That's why.
That happens twice
They're
a year.
deliberately trying to break a record.
So if you don't like if the Wizards are doing this, would you be happier if someone came out and scored 84 tomorrow against the Wizards? And just keep driving it. Keep driving it home.
I would love nothing more to showcase how awful the NBA is under Adam Silver. Honestly.
That's what this is.
You can sign me up for
your
that.
Your disdain of the National Basketball Association. This is rooted in your opinion of this.
It is a joke that Bam Adebayo scored 83 points last night. That's it. That's all I got.
The
for you,
craziest
man.
part is the draft.
I've been through everything 5 different times on the program. I cannot make it abundantly clear how I feel on the issue. I understand I'm in the minority on it, but I'm paid to give my opinions. That was a joke last night. That team fouling up 35 points to try to get him over 81.
What about him having 60 points in the third quarter? What about that?
It's great. Now sit on the end of the bench. You're up 35 points. It's what normal teams do. You take out your starters, you're up 35 points.
Well, if that's the case, then
we
wouldn't have had, Kobe wouldn't have had 81.
Well,
Kobe would have been in the
needed
70. Not every, nope.
We already went through this. It was a close game when Kobe had scored 81.
He had 28 points in the fourth quarter, and they were up 19 at the start of it. So that's not the case. Yes, it was close. They had a great third quarter, and that's when they pulled ahead. Point being, we wouldn't have the Wilt 100-point game. We wouldn't have a whole lot of historic NBA achievements in terms of point scoring if that's the case. About the ethicality of just burying him on the end of the bench. I know they did that with Klay Thompson when he had 61 and 3/4, and then they sat him on the end of the bench. Fine. You don't think Klay could have gotten 80 that night? I guess you never know. Bam and Spo thought that night, let's go get it, because why not? Right?
I'm not going to go through it again.
But that's
my opinion on it.
Why can't you just look at it and say, why not?
Because it's Bam Adebayo. You have Wilt, and you can get on me for the all-time great thing all you want. Fine. I'll die on that hill. Wilt Chamberlain, Kobe Bryant, Bam Adebayo. Who's the one that doesn't belong in the equation? Who's the one that doesn't belong in the equation? And if it's anything other than Bam Adebayo, I can't do that. I can't take it serious.
Nobody's putting Bam Adebayo on the level of Wilt Chamberlain and Kobe Bryant. But this does etch him in history. There's no doubt about that. It does etch him in history. 83 points. People are going to forget.
It's a phony 83.
But it's a real 81.
It is a real 81.
Is it a real 100?
Kobe went to the free throw line 20 times, shot 73%
he shot
from the
56
field.
shots. Does that happen every day?
He needed to win the damn game.
What about 100?
I wasn't around in the 50s.
No, you can't just say that.
Will was the one who made the record. Fair play to him. It was the first it ever happened.
So you're allowed to make the record, but you're not allowed to try to break it.
I had a problem with the way it was broken, that it was trying to get to be broken. It's a good shout on the Wilt thing, fine.
If it was stat padded to get it, how are you supposed to not do it?
You could condemn the Wilt Chamberlain performance all you want. He is one of the top 8 greatest players of all time. Fine. I have a better, I guess, problem or whatever the word I'm looking for. I don't mind Wilt doing that because he is an all-time great player. Fine. Am I wrong for that? Shame me all you want. Shame me all you want.
Chris Swagger, so what's on the docket up ahead?
Not to keep going. If he had broke the record, would you feel better?
I probably would. If he would have went,
because you have to try to break a record. I mean, it's not. You're not going to fall into it.
You're not falling into 100 points. You're not falling at 80 points.
Here's the thing.
You're not falling into 60.
I would still be saying it's stat padding. I would still be saying that today. It is a stat padded 100 if he would have been able to do it. And that's, to your guys' credit, it's probably what it's going to take to do it. But I think there's a reason that no one has done it. It is that hard. And Wilt played in an era where he was just the most dominant player ever. I don't know what the hell the box score looked like against the Knicks or how many free throws he shot and how many fouls were.
38, 32.
That guy scored 100 points in what, the 50s, the 60s?
62.
And he set the tone for it. The Spoelstra intentionally fouling, and I like Spo. I don't mean to make this a Spoelstra thing, but Spo fouling up 35 points. All right, let's take him out of the game, Spo. Let's take him out of the game. Let's stop stat pad.
Maybe he was trying to prove a point to David Silver. This
isn't
what you do.
Silver, but yeah. But you know, listen, I stand by
Silver.
taking a lot of heat.
Him there.
Taking a lot of heat today. I'm completely fine with it. I'll be that guy today. I'll be that guy today.
You don't sound fine.
Be that guy. I'd rather talk about Mark DeRosa and how much and how he messed that game up for Team USA against Italy last night.
That was the other game I was watching, USA Baseball. That was great.
Another good one. Some more mid-major college basketball this week, so stay tuned for that. Big Sky and all these other ones coming up.
Yep.
So looking forward to that. That is Chris Swagger, the Kaiser University Athletic Director. That is Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Christian Cat. That was Ask the AD. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
This St. Patrick's Day, your lucky spot is Duffy's Sports Grill. Join the party all day, Tuesday, March 17th, and dig into corned beef and cabbage for just $15.99. Raise a glass with $4 green Miller Lite pints, $6 Jameson shots, and $7 Guinness pints. Celebrate the taste of Ireland with a limited-time menu featuring Irish potato skins, stacked Reuben burgers, and shamrock pies. It's the St. Patrick's Day party at Duffy's Sports Grill. Duffy's, our game is always on.
In an AI-driven world, power up your future with in-demand trade skills at Palm Beach State College. Attend a free hands-on electrical info session and discover careers in electrical and low-voltage technology. Explore real-world training employers need right now, from installing smart home systems to repairing modern electrical equipment. Be job-ready in a year or less. Financial aid is available for those who qualify. Visit pbsc.edu and search info to learn more.
Does your business leave a lasting impression? Attractive, eye-catching signs help you stand out from the crowd and create a strong brand identity. Our team at Signorama West Palm are experts in helping your business get noticed and get effective signage in front of your potential customers. Our team can turn your blank windows or plain vehicles into money-making branding machines by drawing customers' attention to your business. So if you're looking to leave that lasting impression, call us 561-687-7993 or visit signoramawpb.com.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2026 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2026 Defender 110 P300S for just $899 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
ESPN 106.3 is your home for live sports, presented by Hard Rock Bet, the home of Inter Miami, the Florida Panthers, and the Miami Heat, with all of the biggest live events in sports. If it's happening in sports, it's happening right here on ESPN 106.3, South Florida's home for sports, presented by Hard Rock Bet. Offered by the San Mateo Tribe of Florida, must be 21 plus, physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or somebody you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
College basketball is heating up and the tournament is almost here. Don't let your home get caught off guard. Get ready now with EDS Air Conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can get 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong on the court, not in your living room. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS has been the trusted MVP since 2006. Visit EDSIsyes.com today. Stay cool and be ready before the madness hits.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
888-760-3776. Mockery to basketball or a luxury, an amazing moment? Where were you moment to the NBA? With Bam Adebayo scoring 83 points yesterday. You have the World Baseball Classic, which we'll get into momentarily. 888-760-3776 is the number to get into the program. Colin Russo and Mike Rizzo. That was Chris Swagger. Appreciate him giving us the time there for a little Ask the AD with Kaiser University. And listen, like, if you had Bam Adebayo's lightning bet point over and you just made a fortune with hitting that over on the Hard Rock Bet app, you need somewhere to put the money. Where do you go? You need a loan? You pay back those bets? You go to Hard Rock Bet. No, not Hard Rock Bet. You go to my buddies over at Flagler Credit Union, Kyle. You go to Flagler Credit Union. They offer personal and business checking account options. Folks, I needed a bank when I came to South Florida. You know the story. I went with the local name, Flagler Credit Union. I have a personal checking account and a savings account. These are the guys that I trust with my money. Let's take, if you disagree with me about Bam, let's take that out of it. Because I all know you guys got kids in college, the expensive high school, the kindergartens. If you need fast cash, if you need to borrow some money for that new car, the home improvement, to go on that vacation with the missus, think of Flagler. Think of Flagler Credit Union, because since they're a non-for-profit cooperative, they're going to charge less when you need to take out some cash. They have 4 convenient
across Palm Beach County, Boca Raton, Lake Clark Shores, North Palm Beach, and West Palm Beach. And obviously, folks, I go to one right here, West Palm, because I live in Palm Beach Lakes. Flagler Credit Union is the official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics. You can open up an account today by visiting flaglercu.org or go to one of those 4 locations. My good friends at Flagler Credit Union.
888-760-3776, number to get into the program. We'll start in Riviera Beach. Leo in Riviera Beach joins the program. Welcome in, Leo. What's on your mind?
Hey guys, thanks for taking my call. I'm kind of like, I'm impressed that he scored 83 points. I was really impressed that he scored 31 after the first and that he had 62 after 3. But then when I saw that you can't watch it, the NBA, it's really hard to watch the NBA. It was on FanDuel or whatever, Sports Network, whatever. It's hard to watch that. But when I saw the ESPN app that the Wizards had taken out their starters and they cleared the bench, and then I saw that Bam Adebayo was chucking up threes like it was nobody's business in the fourth quarter. And then I saw that he was going to the free throw line and he scored 21 in the fourth. I was like, okay, that seems kind of suspect that he's going to the free throw line that many times. It just makes me think that it's kind of a little bit unprofessional when a team takes out their starters. You're supposed to it's like, how baseball has those unwritten rules. It's kind of an unwritten rule. You're supposed to put your starters on the bench too. And I'm a Magic fan, but I've grown up down here. And personally, for me to say that Bam is nowhere near Alonzo Mourning in terms of great Heat players.
I would agree.
Alonzo Mourning is one of the best defensive players in the league, in league history, and was one of the most intimidating players in league history, as well as could shoot the ball, could dunk. Yeah, maybe he didn't have a 3, but Alonzo Mourning would be like the equivalent to Jeff Conine and be Mr. Marlin. Alonzo Mourning is Mr. Heat before Dwayne Wade came along. So I really think that while it was cool, impressive, it's hard to score points in the NBA. Not very many people are 20-point scorers in the NBA. But to score 83 after they cleared the bench and for him to go to the free throw line 46 times, it just makes me think it's a little suspect, a little Bush League. So, guys.
Thanks, Leo. Appreciate the call, partner. Yeah, I mean, and listen, he's a Magic fan, so I understand that that's his perspective. But I kind of agree with everything he said. The fourth quarter count, like
Mike, he still had 43 points and a half. He had 31 points in a quarter.
If you want to leave him in the game and let it happen naturally, fine. The intentional fouling was a joke.
I agree.
Joke. Leave him in the game. You want to go for it? Leave him in the game. Let it happen. Don't intentionally foul to try to get more opportunities and then purposely miss free throws. Like I don't know, man.
888-760-3776. Marty in West Palm Beach. Marty, welcome in. What do you got?
Hey, guys. How's it going today? Well, I think one thing, it's hard to score points in the NBA. I think the previous caller just said that. So that's the bottom line. These baskets still need to go in. And I think he did a hell of a job on that. It's not like this is a second year or G League player doing this. I mean, Bam is a legit player and respected by his peers. So points are points. And I think here's the bottom line. How much of these stats and records, I suppose, are stat padded? We all remember this sack on Brett Favre, or I think with Strahan. Some of this stuff is just given up too easily. But in basketball, he's got to put that thing in the basket. And I just want to make sure, my boy over here, if your boys in Columbus hang 70 on Purdue next year, are you going to do this irate as well? Or
he loved it.
No,
It's
a tune-up game. You're supposed to do that. It's a tune-up
Marty,
game.
that's a great point. That's an excellent point,
We did it against Grambling State, you're supposed to do that.
You're supposed to do that.
Yeah, before you start
They kept their starters in past 35-point win. Why would they do that?
Because the week before, the offense, you couldn't get anything going against Texas, and you needed to see that well-oiled machine run. Big difference comparing college football and Ohio State and Purdue to Bam Adebayo scoring 83 points. But listen, I understand the point by Marty. Is it that
crazy? Is it that crazy?
Yeah, it's not a good comparison. It's not. And Ryan Day rarely runs up the score. Ryan Day ran up the score against Grambling because that's why we paid Grambling to come to Columbus. We paid Grambling so we could put 70 points up after a close game against Texas.
Sounds abusive.
Rest my case.
February 21st, Bam Adebayo, not a great game. We've only shot 7 shots, 13 points, needed to get right game. So all of a sudden the Wizards are in. I need to get some points on the board, get rolling. How is that any different?
I just like Heat fans are funny because I'm getting a lot of heat today, no pun intended, which is fine. I know they're going to be complaining to Kingdom Come when in the first round they lose in like 5 games to the Celtics. Are we going to be thinking about this 83 performance by Bam Adebayo? Or are we going to be going, all right, how do we fix this team and how do we get a real star in the building? Like, I didn't want to be that guy today. I'm that guy today.
888-760-3776. Callahan and Loxahatchee. Welcome in, Callahan. What's up?
What's up, man? Hey, I'm split on this because you got to think about it. You got boys that go into Madison Square Garden and put up their best game, 63, 50, whatever, but send them top 20 superstars in the NBA right now to play this Wizards team. Would they put up 80 or whatever? I mean, that lackluster defense or whatever. I mean, I'm not knocking Bam, but like Rizzo say, I mean, come on, it's suspect, man. But then you got like Steph, you couldn't put up 80 against the Wizards playing like the way they were playing last night.
So you're saying that since other stars haven't done it, I mean, there's no doubt that they attempted to go for a record. I don't think there's any question about that. It's a question, Callahan, of whether you want to celebrate the fact that he got 83 points. Do you?
When they were intentionally fouling up 35 points, yes. Callahan. Go ahead, my Jedi Master.
I'm a Heat fan, man, and you know what? I give him kudos or whatever, but I can't celebrate it, bro. I can't celebrate it.
Force is strong with you, Callahan. Appreciate the call.
Won't celebrate it. Fair enough. 888-760-3776. I mean, I understand that. I think from the perspective, the funny part is I've just been poking the side of Mike the whole show.
We haven't even gotten your opinion on it, for God's sakes.
I mean, I was following that late in second quarter. I realized he was getting in close into the 40s when he had about 38 points. And I didn't have FanDuel. Leo said the same thing. I know they cut it out of NBC, but I wasn't watching Celtic Spurs at the time. I was watching Sienna Merrimack. But what I will say is, since it was only a game casting, I was not able to see it. But I did go through every single foul that Bam Adebayo, they committed on to Bam Adebayo, and they were all pretty much fouls, all of them, most of them. I would say every single one outside of 3 or 4. Now, is it a joke that he shattered the free throws attempted and the free throws taken, Mark? Yeah, it's stupid, objectively. Because no player deserves to get 43 free throws, no matter who you are.
Some of those calls were...
They were not, Mike. You're wrong there. You're wrong there. Mike, I went through every single foul.
I'll send you the video that I'm
yes,
talking
the last one. The last one. I'll listen to that. The last one. But, maybe the last 3 minutes of the game. But mostly, they were hounding him. They were double and triple teaming him. They couldn't stop him. That was it. The Wizards could not stop Adebayo. Couldn't stop him. There's a reason he had 31 points in the first quarter. So, from a perspective of you have to celebrate this as an all-time performance because an NBA professional team could not stop one person when he was on a complete tear. So, from that perspective, give him a little credit. Outside of that, as for an 83-point perspective game, listen, I never cared that much about Kobe having 81. Wilt is just there as a placeholder, kind of to add some context to the NBA. I'm personally more impressed. I would take 50 points in a playoff game than 83 in a regular season any day of the week. I would take 45, 13, and 8 in a close win, a close game back and forth in the playoffs than I will an 83 point in the regular season. Just context. I'd rather you have an unbelievable game in a tight environment comparatively, but records are there. People are only going to remember the number. They're never going to remember the context. You just got to add context to that. They're never going to remember that. So, yes, I agree with Mike ultimately that it is stupid that they intentionally fouled, but I think I can understand if the regular season doesn't matter, then go for it. Go for it. What is stopping you other than the opinions of the opposing fans? What's stopping you? Go for it. Why not? You want the accolade? Bam says, Coach, I really want the accolade. Can I go get it? Yeah. All right. That's it. To say that it's some sacrilegious thing to the form of basketball, Wilt did it. If you're not going to bash Wilt, who averaged 50 points a game in a season, averaged 36 as a rookie, and averaged 49 minutes a game in 1961, then you can't bash one and say it's okay with the other. This happens in basketball. People have stat padded before. LeBron has stat padded before. Everybody has. So I'll close that out there. But what I will say is where you won't find any stat padding. You'll just find very competitive sports is over at Cacti Park for spring training because only a couple weeks left before the MLB season begins, and you could go see the Astros and the Nationals right down the street in an intimate baseball environment. some of the top teams in baseball coming to town, including the Mets this weekend, so you can stay tuned for that. Some of the top matchups, top players in baseball coming to Cacti Park, and you can get involved. Go get a 4-for-4 pack with the family. Go get 4 dogs, 4 chips, 4 tickets, and 4 drinks. Go to fireworks night. Go to the promo nights. Check out their schedule at cactipark.com and go get some tickets. Bring on the family. Saturday game. Go for a day. Go for 5 innings. Whatever you need to do. Go have some fun. Watch some baseball in a real intimate environment like Cacti Park. Go get tickets today at cactipark.com. We'll do a little 5 at 5. We'll do a little World Baseball Classic. We'll do a little NFL trying to take over Thanksgiving Eve. A lot more to do. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
And now it's time to retire and just relax. At Trans World Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees within the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 27 national championships, including their 3rd championship in women's soccer. Visit KUCHawks.com for the latest on the championship athletic programs at Kaiser University.
Did you know Palm Beach County leads the state in recycling? But that's just the beginning. Since 1989, the Solid Waste Authority's renewable energy facilities have recovered enough metals to build 1.1 million cars, metals that would otherwise be mined from virgin resources. That's just one of the many environmental benefits of our renewable energy program. Cleaner air, less waste, greater impact for future generations. Learn more at swa.org/renewableenergy.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's has voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Manzo's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Manzo's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
we also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became the best-selling trucks in America. 33 million trucks later, we've kept that title every year since. And that's a formula we plan on repeating. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. The best-selling trucks in America for 49 years and counting. Based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year industry reported total sales.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old.
She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Okay, class, let's begin.
Psst, love your boots. I just sold a pair like that on eBay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it took like 2 seconds to list, and they sold almost immediately. I've been selling everything lately. Some chunky boots, a faux fur coat I never wore, and a vintage chair that was more of an expensive clothing rack.
You know, I actually bought these on eBay. Wait, are you Kitty Sell Stuff from Brooklyn?
Okay, quiet, please.
Find what you love, sell what you don't. eBay. Things people love.
Jack Nicklaus, Anquan Bolden, Chris Everett. Some of the legendary names that are part of the Palm Beach County Sports Hall of Fame. On March 15th, join me, Theo Dorsey, at the Palm Beach Kennel Club and help us induct the newest class of legends into the Hall of Fame. Plus, our annual high school and amateur awards get presented as well. It's all part of the 2026 Palm Beach County Sports Hall of Fame banquet presented by Baptist Health. Get tickets and more information now at palmbeachsports.com.
Now, it's time for a little R&R.
Colin to the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo! Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Mercy! Light him up, Colin!
It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3 with Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, and Christian Cat. Miss any of the program? Go watch it back on YouTube at ESPN South Florida or ESPN West Palm on Twitter and Facebook. Go to Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. Go listen to it, commercial free. Just search up Russo and Rizzo. Christian Cat is our producer behind the glass today. Christian, welcome in. How you doing today?
Doing fantastic.
How was your night?
You know, it was the most unexpected, newsworthy night in sports that I can think of.
It was a great sports night. A lot of good stuff happened last night.
But you didn't expect any of it. Team USA should have mercy ruled Italy. The Heat game should have never came up on today's show. And you had news out of the NFL that I'm still wrapping my head around. There should have been nothing except for your mid-major basketball. Should have mattered.
Great games. Sienna Merriman. I told you, I'm on to something with it. I'm
Great games. Now, I went full-on World Baseball Classic once, the debauchery started happening in the game. The last game that I watched Detroit Mercy blow it against Wright State. I watched Hofstra survive against Monmouth, which 4-point play at the end of that game got Monmouth back in it.
Alive
They got it back in it, but Hofstra was able to make their free throws. Great night of college hoop, great night of baseball, and obviously you had the BAM thing, and then the Max Crosby news too.
An annoying night of baseball. Let's do the 5 at 5 presented by Flagler Credit Union.
5 topics.
High five.
5 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Let's get out of here.
Endless takes.
You can't handle the truth.
All gas, no brakes.
And it's shaking Big Ten.
It's time for the 5 at 5.
Hold on to your butts.
Presented by Flagler Credit Union, proud supporter of FAU athletics. Number 1. In
an upset of epic proportions in the group stage in the World Baseball Classic, Team Italy beat Team USA 8-6 last night. The Italians had an 8-0 lead going into the bottom of the 6th and held on from that comeback bid from the Americans. A lot has been made of this game because it looked like a foregone conclusion. It looked like Team USA already punched their ticket into the knockout stage like many other teams in the WBC already had.
Depends who you ask.
Well, Mark DeRosa, earlier in the day on MLB Network, had this to say on Hot Stove before it was Team USA versus Team Italy.
Ton of respect for Italy. It's weird. We want to win. We want to win this game, even though our tickets punched to the quarterfinals because Mexico plays Italy actually tomorrow. So the way the schedule lines up, this is an important game for us.
Well, that would have been fun if he made that misstep and Team USA won 14-0, and we're talking about the matchups next round. But that didn't happen. And Mark DeRosa, general manager DeRosa, had this to say when he was asked about his comments early in the day after USA lost to Italy and their fate's really in the hands of Italy and Mexico tonight.
Yeah, I misspoke. I was on hot stove with a couple buddies today and completely misread the calculations. We knew that Mexico was going to play Italy and then running all the numbers with if we lost tonight with the runs allowed and runs scored and outs. So I just misspoke.
So he said two things. He misspoke and he miscalculated. Is Mark DeRosa lying?
Lying about what?
About not knowing whether or not Team USA had already clinched?
I think he contradicted himself in that statement because he did say, I misspoke, yet I miscalculated. So did you miscalculate and got it wrong? The real question that you got to follow up with that was, were the guys under the impression going into the game that they would punch their ticket to the quarterfinal? Because is it Bryce Harper's job to go through the pool play 1 through 5, who's got the right run differential? Are we under the impression that the players knew, or are they listening to their manager? So in the clubhouse, when he goes in and he's under the impression, and let's call it like we see it, the way I interpret that post-game sentiment was that he miscalculated and that he didn't know that they hadn't clinched their ticket. I'm not under the impression that he misspoke. I'm under the impression that he had no idea to begin with. And now the question remains, did the players know going into the game, was their impression, we don't need this game? Because that is a reprehensible mistake. Like, pull him out as manager mistake.
Right.
If that is the case, now if he misspoke and it's true that the players knew, that's a different conversation. I'm not under that impression because the players didn't play like that. He didn't manage the game like that. He managed the game like he was trying to get guys run, and he was trying to get them on the field and trying to get them warmed up.
And what are the examples of the actual decisions DeRosa makes that makes it look like this game wasn't a punt?
Point blank clear, strutting out there with a Mets rookie, I think was part of it.
Yep. and then if I could butt in, Kyle, they did it. Ken Rosenthal did an interview with DeRosa, and they asked him, like, hey, Rosenthal is like, when McLean's done here, where are you going? He goes, well, we need, along the lines of, we need to make sure Ryan Yarbrough gets some reps today. Brother, it's a must-win game. My 2 cents on it, I want to be careful here. I talked to my old man today, covered the Indians for years. DeRosa was an Indian. Guys, he's a great guy. He's a class act. I actually feel really bad for him.
I don't.
I feel bad for him because I don't think he knew until about the 5th inning. I don't think he knew until about the 5th or 6th inning that, Mark, you need to win, and you're going to have to score some runs or we're going to be in some real trouble here. And I think I'm speculating, I think he let the team know, like, guys, we got to kick it in gear. The card that he turned in with Ernie Clement, Gunnar Henderson, okay, McLean starting at pitcher, and Paul Goldschmidt, another player who is a fringe Hall of Famer, an MVP winner in the NL 4 years ago. Great player. You should be starting him in a must-win game.
I don't know about. I'm a little on the fence here. Pitching, I 1,000% agree. Ryan Yarbrough,
you can't
Nolan
turn
McLean.
in that card. You cannot. That's my 2 cents.
The lineup, there's definitely the only one you could really make an argument for is what you're going to do at second base with Clement. Outside of that, I don't know if I can listen to
We got to make
Paul
sure.
Goldschmidt versus Bryce Harper. Harper stinks.
I disagree.
Harper
we
has
gotta
not
make
played
sure.
well. He hasn't played well.
I thought he had a good at bat. It was unfortunate he couldn't.
Harper has not
Should have
played
swung
well.
at that second pitch.
You could say let's get Bregman in, but I mean, at the end of the day, Gunnar Henderson was the one who got the homer to open the game up at the very least.
And then he struck out to 3 guys who were spinning pizza dough. I just.
You're wrong about the adjustments. I said he started making moves.
He treated this. You were correct when you said he treated this like it was, all right, I got to get guys some run. Brother, we needed to win the game, and you completely screwed it up. He should never be allowed near a USA baseball team. And honest to God, boys, I don't think I have to see that team play another. I don't think I want to see that team play another game.
And here's
like
the thing you got to add.
Nothing
you got to add. What about the offense?
That's
Michael
where I was
Lorenzen.
going.
These guys he wasn't strutting out there. You and I
completely agree.
Strutting out there, guys who were capable hitters. Bobby Wood was still there. Judge was still there.
That's why I said we don't need to see this team play again. You were a disgrace against Great Britain for 5 innings. You barely beat Mexico. There are teams that are utterly eviscerating Brazil. You didn't necessarily beat the brakes off of Brazil, and you didn't score over 10 runs against bad teams. You lost the game. You should have won 10-0.
That's where I think DeRosa's catching a lot of the blame.
I don't need to see that team again.
Rightfully, he's catching a lot of blame because I do think how the players approach the game is because of him. And I think he was incorrect in his assessment of how much the game mattered.
And I give a lot of credit to Pete Crow Armstrong. Pete Crow and his 2 home runs, I mean, single-handedly bring it back,
no doubt.
Team USA.
But here's the thing. You got to put blame on the players because the players are just treating it like some other tournament. And I know you could ask, depends who you ask. Some people care, some people don't. At the end of the day, everybody else cares. Watch Japan play. Watch Dominican Republic play. Watch Venezuela play. Puerto Rico. Cuba. Watch all these teams that are proud to don their jersey. Watched Italy yesterday. Did you see the Mexico game on Tuesday or on Monday? So all of that goes into the fact that the players don't care as much as the other teams do. And you could also pin that on the manager. But there's a pride attached that I think just wafted over a couple of these players' heads.
And this is utterly embarrassing.
That's an embarrassing loss.
I can't stress it enough how embarrassing that performance was last night and how embarrassing it's going to be when we don't make it to the knockout round. You have officially left your fate to Team Italy and Mexico,
who, if they wanted to, can eliminate you.
Colin, damn it, we're the United States. How is this possible? Mark DeRosa, how has it gotten to relying on Mexico and Italy and the outcome of this? Unacceptable. I am thoroughly embarrassed as an American. And all my buddies are like, oh, it's a meaningless tournament. It doesn't matter. I disagree. Like Colin said, the Dominicans are taking this serious. The Venezuelans the Japans are taking this serious.
The
Japanese, excuse me, I'm on a riot. Let me cook. I'm on a riot. This is a joke, an absolute joke that we have the best roster. We have the best roster, 1 through 9. We have the pitching. You gave up 8 runs to Italy, the B team of the United States. 2 or 3 of those guys are actually from Italy. The rest are Italian Americans. Christian was condemning me last night and my heritage.
Your people.
He's right. How the hell are we beating these guys? You're losing. You were down 8-0. What is going on? And now I got to watch us not get in. I'd rather have us not shown up. Don't show up. Better off not showing up saying we're good than suffering the embarrassment of having Mexico and Italy advance from the group stage.
Biggest problems with how he deployed the pitching. Why is Nolan McLean going against Italy when you know they have at least a formidable bunch?
Kyle Yarbrough needed the reps. He needed to get him the reps.
What about McLean,
For
Mike?
what?
McLean got bombed the second he walked into the game.
And I think he's going to be a great pitcher, but he's a rookie.
Oh,
That's
my
a big
God.
spot.
Not ready
That's
for
a
that.
big spot.
High leverage at bats. I mean, where is Tarek Skubal? You're telling me Skubal
Scott
can't
Boras.
Why was he the one to pitch the Great Britain game and not Italy? When you knew that Italy would probably be more of a difficult matchup. Why is he pitching that game?
Christian.
Where is Max Fried? Where is Garrett Crochet? Where are these guys?
Yarbrough didn't pitch for 2 days. Got to get him the reps, man. Got to get him the reps.
Guys?
I mean, I'm bringing in a starter. You're down 3-0. I'm damn near bringing in a starter to save the game.
Ryan Antonucci, who has played 49 games above single A in 5 years, at shortstop, making plays like he's Derek Jeter and killing the lineup left and right. Ryan Antonucci, Michael Canzone, and all these guys. Jack Caglione, the great player at University of Florida, but is 21 years old.
And Paulie Walnuts, too.
You talking about Black Jack Caglione? Who is the pitcher in the 9th that sat us down like Rivera in 99?
Killed
like he's
Aaron
Mariano
Judge.
Rivera.
And Aaron Judge, the second he comes up.
No, Christian.
The second Judge came up, everybody in the building knew it was going to happen.
Oh, God.
Everybody in the building knew it was going to happen.
He led by example.
The
game of sample size.
He did lead by example.
Him and Gunnar Henderson, 2 of the most uncompetitive at bats I've ever seen in my life. In that
so bad. And the fact that the best part is man on base. You're the tying run at the plate. What are we doing?
Let me get this straight. The United States is going to make it out of the group stage with that lineup.
It's not true. There's a tiebreaker. What are the rules?
Well, what do you think about the actual format of the tour? Here's another thing. There's 20 teams in this. And then a knockout stage within 7 games. Within 7 games.
If you can't beat Italy and Mexico.
But again, part of it is baseball. It's the same reason that teams don't go 162-0. It's the same. Like, you lose games. I'm not saying I'm not excusing this, but that is baseball. Baseball is anything can happen at any given night.
Lorenzen had an unreal night. You thought when he got out of the game, you go, okay, this is when Team
Get a guy
USA
in from
scores
spaghetti
12.
and meatballs class.
Correct.
We could finally start getting some guys on base.
Guys spinning pizza dough, sat down, Aaron Judge and Gunnar Henderson.
In Staten Island.
Like they were Mariano Rivera coming in the World Series years for the Yankees.
Hanging
Give
out.
me a break.
Hanging out
Rivera.
with Mike the Situation at DJ's on the Jersey Shore in the summer. That guy's going to stroll in with a bat and pull one right behind Armstrong.
And I'm allowed to say this. I'm a Siciliano. I'm half. I'm allowed to say this. My mother's a mud. My dad's 100%. I'm allowed to say this stuff. Guy was spinning pizza dough.
Okay, you already did.
Spaghetti and meatballs class.
Shut up. Getting Aaron Judge out like he's some bum in single A.
Number 2.
What a disgrace.
Terrible.
Let's go to the NFL. Big news last night in the middle of Team USA versus Team Italy. In the middle of ADEBAYO'S 83-point performance, where the Baltimore Ravens backed out of their trade agreement with the Las Vegas Raiders. It was going to be Crosby for 2 first-round picks this year's and next year's. Well, Crosby reportedly failed his physical after arriving in Baltimore. Ravens back out. This morning, the Ravens signed free agent pass rusher Trey Hendrickson for a comparable deal. What did you make of this wheeling deal by the Baltimore Ravens?
Hey, see, this is stupid because here's the thing. He's recovering from a meniscus surgery. So you knew he was going to fail his physical because he is recovering from a meniscus surgery. So he's not supposed to pass a physical. He's not supposed to be game ready. Everybody in the building knew that. But Raiders knew that, the NFL knew that, and the Ravens knew that. What happened is at some point between them announcing the trade on Friday, whatever day it was, and yesterday when they decided to back out, they thought that there was better alternatives. They didn't want to bring in Crosby, take on the contract. They didn't want to give up the capital. They wanted to change that, and they used the physical as an excuse to get out. I do not think his health is the reason that they were nervous about it. I think they straight up got cold feet, and Eric DeCosta, who's been the general manager there for a while,
since Newsom retired, and then he
it bailed. And I think he used that as an excuse. And I think that this is the worst karma that you could possibly ask for. Because number one, teams are not going to respect this, as in other front offices. They're going to be more difficult you're going to be more difficult to deal with because nobody's going to want to deal with you. And then on top of that, you have it's not operating in good faith. It's bad business practice. It's bad ethics. And this is a star, a guy who has pull and influence within the NFL. So, and it also changed how the Raiders approached free agency. They went out, they spent a ton of money.
Yeah.
Ton of money. They got guys left and right. They signed Tyler Linderbaum to $27 million annually as a center. Because of that, now the Raiders are going to have some decisions to make. I don't know if I think Crosby's trade value probably went down a little bit because of the meniscus. But I ultimately didn't think if there's a conspiracy attached to it, I do not think this is really about his meniscus recovery. And I know his agent had to come out and say something. This is about the Ravens, for whatever reason, getting cold feet and using that as an excuse to get out, but it's bad karma. It's going to burn them.
So DeCosta, the general manager of the Ravens, who is the guy, the target for this, that's who make the personnel decisions, spoke to the media just minutes ago, and here's what he had to say when he did call this press conference.
You know, I understand it. We live in that age of skepticism, and people question, especially people that don't really know me or know the Ravens culture and the Ravens organization. So I understand it. As I said at the beginning, we've got a responsibility. I've got a responsibility to the Ravens, to this community, to our fans, and to Steve Bisciotti to do what we think is best for the club. And that's what we always try to do. Every decision we make is based on this idea, is this the best thing for the Ravens? It's very, very challenging. Again, I understand how people might, maybe from afar, would feel that way. But nobody's more upset about this than me. Gutted by it, actually.
He goes on to explain the plan was to pair Hendrickson and Max Crosby together on the same defensive line.
I
don't buy that.
Take this for what it is. Tony Grossi, who's been covering the NFL for 35 years, covering the Browns in the AFC North for 35 years, he said this on the Really Big Show today in ESPN Cleveland. If the Browns or somebody else in the division would have done something like this, the NFL would have said, nope, the trade is still valid. Take that for what it is.
Well, a handshake agreement?
Take that for what it is.
Not true.
Yeah, it's not true. It's the new league year had to start today.
You gotta keep your word.
I have issues with this. The trade should have stuck. I kind of I find it hard to believe that you could just back out of it after all.
I don't like the fact that they had to agree to it, and then there's like a 5-day grace period when free agency starts. That's a bad timing.
We've seen players fail physicals all the time.
And then it
But
comes
you
back.
knew,
You're
to
right.
Collins' credit, you knew
It changes how they operate in free agency. That's the problem.
You knew something was
the timing's not good. I don't know if there's a fix to this. There's got to be a trade deadline and a trade period in the offseason because you can't. This dramatically changes not only the cap situation with the Raiders, but now they're scrambling because everybody already knows where they spent money. They have less leverage because now teams have already filled holes. They've already approached free agency going to get defensive ends when they realize that Max Crosby's not available. It changes things.
Yep. I don't know. I think backing out of it at this point probably shouldn't be allowed, but it is what it is. The Ravens are a great run organization, and they're getting the benefit of the doubt as far as I see.
Number 5.
And to wrap things up, of course, Bam Adebayo had 83 points, the second most in NBA history last night in the Heat win over the Wizards. Rizzo, you think this is stat padding. Colin, you agree it's kind of a little bit stat padding, but you got to respect the performance. Here's what Robert Horry had to say, how he took in the news.
43 shots, 43 free throws. I'm like, and then I saw some highlights. If y'all noticed when the show came back, I was looking at the highlights and bam, I'm like, let me just say this, 83 points is impressive. But it gets to a point where you have to respect the game. And I think there was moments in this game where it was not respected, but still though, 83 points is a lot. I appreciate the effort. And it's going to go down as, second most in the game. But it's like you always say on certain things, just have an asterisk by it. I'm putting an asterisk by this.
He's putting an asterisk by it, and it is disrespectful to the game. Agree? Disagree?
Well, I clearly agree. I mean, the Bam Adebayo should never score 83 points. The Heat fouling with 3 minutes left to go in the game to get in possession. Listen, I've said it all show. I guess I'm the heel to the Bam Adebayo stuff. You pick the one that Chamberlain, Kobe, Bam. Who doesn't belong?
Again,
poor reflection on what the league is.
Donovan Mitchell's
today.
in there, and he got there with the Cleveland.
It means nothing. Means nothing.
Well, he's there. He's right there. He's got 71 points.
Means nothing. Means absolutely nothing.
Well, the voice of the 305 Heat fan himself will bring in and give his thoughts. Let's go to Jonathan Zaza.
You might know him as the Cooper City Rattlesnake. He's the human flamethrower of Miami sports radio.
Hey, you could be a maniac without being a jerk.
The preacher of the Pat Riley gospel.
They don't complain. They don't make excuses. This is the NBA. Deal with it.
The mayor of Dolphins Delusion.
Can the Bills' offense keep up with the Dolphins' offense?
And the only guy who can go from breaking down the Panthers' power play to cutting a full-blown Ric Flair promo. Woo! Jonathan Zaslow is the voice of the 305. Presented by Anajar and Levine and Twin Peaks.
Zaz, welcome in. How you doing today? What's going on?
Oh, well, what a very polarizing day it's been. I mean, everybody is very fired up. How you guys doing?
Let's start. Heat fan, where were you last night? Were you watching the game? When did you get the notification that he had 50 points? What was it? Give me
I thought we were talking about heart of a champion. The Panthers, 2 goals, final 2 minutes. Come from behind victory. What a win last night.
Needed it.
So last night I'm watching the game with my son, and like I usually do, on the big TV in the Zaslow Mansion family room, I have the Panthers on. On the small TV, I have the Heat on. And then I see it flash across the screen like somewhere in the middle of the first quarter, and it says Bam has 25 points. And there's 3 minutes left in the first quarter. I'm like, well, that's interesting. And so I switched the game. I told myself, we're going to put the Heat on the big TV. All right, we're going to see where this goes. And so, for the rest of the night, we had the Heat on the big TV. So I watched the whole game, watched it last night in my family room.
And what was your perspective on it in macro and in micro since you were able to watch the whole game?
Yeah, so the macro point of view was I can't believe I saw someone who scored 80-plus points again. I mean, I remember watching Kobe's game, 20 whatever it was years ago. I can't believe I got to witness it again. I can't believe it was a guy for the team that I love. And, to see it last night was incredible. My son was so into it. It was a cool experience for us to experience that together. The micro point of view, so with 4 or 5 minutes left in the game, and Bam's got, I think, 74 at the time, and the Heat foul the Wizards because the Wizards are doing the nonsense where they're double and triple teaming Bam full court, which, my goodness, so now the Heat are responding to that nonsense with their own nonsense, and they're fouling. And I groaned out loud, and my son goes, why? What's going on? And I said, well, they're fouling. The Heat are fouling to try and get the ball back, And my son's like, well, why is that a bad thing? And I said, well, because if this goes now in the direction that I think it's going in, the reaction is going to be very, very poor. If he winds up getting this record, or surpasses Kobe's mark, and it's because the Heat are fouling and trying to extend the game in a blowout in a night that should be celebrating Bam, because for 3.5 quarters, he was incredible. Like, say whatever you want about the way that he got to 83 and the way that he surpassed Kobe. You can't get to 83 if you didn't first get to 70.
I
if you
agree
didn't first
with
get to 60. All right, so like
31 in the first quarter.
He had an incredible night, and so I was a little bit disappointed when they were fouling because I knew the direction that it was going to head in, and instead of everybody with the respect and the adulation for Bam, the way that they had for Kobe that game when he scored the 81, I felt that it's going to go in a direction that is going to be a little bit nasty, and I was right.
Mike?
I thought it was stat padding, Sass. I did. I thought it was stat padding. I don't think in any world I live in, Bam should ever score 83 points. I figured at 60, you probably just put him at.
That's not fair. Like, just because.
Yeah, he's been saying he's not an all-time great.
Well, he's not, but that doesn't mean that he's not allowed to do something that's all-time great.
But the Heat, but at the same time, the Heat made it a thing intentionally fouling at the end of the game. Listen, as far as I'm concerned with the Wizards, they got exactly what they deserve. That's a team who is an absolute disgrace.
Well, the part that's the weird thing with the Wizards to me, Mike, is like the Wizards are all offended with Bam trying to score and score and score, and the game's a blowout. It's like, how about you be offended by losing games on purpose?
I agree, and I'm not. This isn't me. Don't read it as me trying to come to the Wizards' defense. As far as I'm concerned, those bozos got what they deserved. It's one of the worst-run organizations in sports. They've been irrelevant since Antoine Jameson and Gilbert Arenas, who I mentioned have never won anything, even with their greatest teams. I'm just saying. And take it for what it is. I think the league's in a bad spot. I think this is bad for the league, the fact that Bam Adebayo is scoring 83 points. I think the fouling at the end of the game was absolutely atrocious. And I thought at 60 points, you put him at the end of the bench and be done with it. They wanted to go for the record. I understand that, Says. But my biggest takeaway, the thing that I'm writing home about, just let it happen, man. You're intentionally fouling and missing free throws on purpose and doing ridiculous stuff to try to break something that's not even a record, Sass.
No,
it's not
I
even
didn't
a
love
record.
It. I didn't love it. I do. It's funny because when he got to 81, it was with like a little more than a minute left in the game. He hit 2 free throws. He got to 81, and then there was a whistle. The Heat fouled Washington. And I thought, and so did the broadcast, all right, Eric and John thought this as well. I thought they were about to take him out. And he'll get the ovation, he'll wave to the crowd, and he's even with Kobe. Like, it's not the all-time record, all right? So it's not like, oh, you got to stay and you got to try and get the all-time record. No, he's just even with Kobe. He's even for second, okay? He's not going for the all-time record. And I was saying to myself, this is, if they're doing what I think they're going to do, this is about to be an unbelievably cool moment, where they will take him out of the game and he will just be even with Kobe at 81 for eternity, almost like an ode, a respect to Kobe Bryant. Because, again, it's not the all-time record, all right? So who cares if you're second, if you're third, whatever.
Right.
And that's not what they did. They did not sub him out. The broadcasters were wrong, and I was wrong too. I thought they were going to take him out there. And of course, looking back at it, I wish that they subbed him out there because I think the reaction today would have been significantly different.
Well, would you say that to an argument, the Wilt 100-point game, first of all, stat padded. Second of all, there was no television. And third of all...
But I think it was on radio. Am I right about that?
It was on radio in Hershey, Pennsylvania. But the one thing about that is he had 32 free throws in the game. He never made free throws, and the Knicks were trying to hold the ball to prevent the Warriors getting the ball.
I think the Knicks were also fouling other Warriors players instead of allowing Wilt to get the ball.
That's right. So it was playing on both sides, but it was because they were intentionally fouling to get Wilt the ball back because they wanted to go for the 100.
Yeah.
So that's just something that sort of falls within the cracks of history. So the point I'm trying to make, I guess, is if you're going to go for a regular season statistical historical moment, trying to break a record, and Kobe's is his own record. You're saying it's second, it's third. It's its own record because 100 is unattainable. 81, evidently, is not. So that's its own record. they wanted to break it. And I think if you're ever going to make an effort to try to break it, guess what? You're going to have to stat pad. That's just how, that's my perspective.
Oh, yeah, the
on
only way you're going to get to 80-something points, like something really ridiculous has to be taking place.
That's just how it is. And to discredit it, because they're all like that. There's a rarity of 70-point games where they needed you to score 70 every possession to win the game. It's a rarity of them.
Yeah.
So that from that perspective, I think you got to see it for what it is, and you got to see it as a record-breaking historic moment. You don't view it as one of the great performances in the history of the NBA.
Right.
What you do is you record it as like an etch in time of a where were you moment when this happened. That's
Did
my
you guys?
perspective.
This made me very angry. I just wrapped up my podcast for today, and I talked about it and I included it. This made me very, very angry. Did you see or hear the way the Lakers informed their crowd last night in the arena about Bam's performance?
So apparently we have the audio.
I did not
hear this. I'm going to hear this for the first time. Christian,
you'll play it now. It's a disgrace.
Let's hear it.
A rather melancholy footnote in NBA history occurred. Miami beat Washington 150-129 in that game. Miami forward Bam Adebayo scored 83 points.
Guys,
wow.
A melancholy footnote?
Wow.
This wasn't a tragedy.
I do agree with you here,
A
Zaz.
melancholy footnote?
Yeah, that is.
And listen,
that's unbelievable.
That's
Zaz,
bizarre.
I will say this. I am Kobe's biggest fan. One of my favorite players ever. I cannot believe they did that. It's the first time I'm hearing that.
That's unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. I mean, that's something.
That's not some dopey radio host like the three of us.
No,
okay?
that's the
That's
in-arena
the team
guy.
PA.
And he's been there forever. I mean, that's been the guy there forever. The fact that is the thing is an absolute, like, why even do it? You don't even need to do
It's
it.
a records are meant to be broken moment. It's a
it.
records are meant to be broken moment.
agree.
And making it turn out like he's a bad guy for breaking one of Kobe's records.
Let's go back to what Zaz said. This isn't even a record. Brother, it's not even a record. I think that's what everyone's forgetting today.
It's the second most points in the history of the NBA. It's got to mean something. But I understand. They're all meant to be broken. Kobe's 81 was its own record. It's its own record.
It was a modern day. Like, we
It's
all
the modern
were watching
day.
it on television.
There's video footage. That's what that is.
Yeah.
So the fact is that they're trying to protect it and like they're protecting his legacy by doing that.
There were a bunch of things working against Bam last night. Number one, it's Kobe we're talking about. Number two, it's the Washington Wizards, who are absolutely terrible. Number three,
should lose a draft pick.
Number three, it's Miami. Everybody loves dumping on Miami if they get a chance. And number four, you had the foul scenario in the final few minutes.
Right.
Like, there were a bunch of things working against Bam last night.
But the one thing that nobody can say anything about is that the Wizards could not stop him. Couldn't stop him.
He was incredible. He had 43 at halftime.
They couldn't stop him. And they were double teaming him, and they couldn't stop him getting to the basket.
Yep.
Most of those fouls were deserved. He was going to the basket at will. Couldn't stop him.
Yep.
And it's weird from a player like him who was a little erratic scoring the basketball. It's going to be like,
guys,
where were you?
Do you know what he averages per game on the season from the free throw line? How many attempts?
I would guess
5.
Yeah,
6.
4.
Wow.
Oh, man.
And he shattered both records.
43.
And he shattered both records. Very bizarre.
Yeah.
Very bizarre.
You're not angry with me, Zaz? You're not angry with me?
You're allowed to not love it.
Partner, I really did think that was stat padding last night, but it like you said,
they were going for it. He was going for it.
Yes,
Again, nobody is ever going to get. Nobody's ever going to sleepwood into 85 points.
You take them out at 65 in the third quarter. I don't know. Maybe I'm
I told you I would have preferred. I would have liked him to.
That would have been
a little
good. That would have been a good ode. I don't disagree with you.
If he left tied at 81, I'd be
but
like,
in my opinion, he's within every right to go for 83.
Yeah, and I don't want to hear about how terrible the Wizards are. He did against the Wizards. No one else done it.
No, I blame where I blame the NBA is that the Wizards are a thing, not playing their two best players when they traded for him because they're injured.
Boy,
and
you think
trying
Anthony
to get
Davis is
ping-pong
watching
balls.
this? Like, I can't wait to join my pals.
And same with Trae Young. Two stars. Guys, disgrace. Absolute disgrace. Wizards, one of the worst. It's coming from a Brown fan. Wizards, one of the worst run organizations in sports.
Bub Carrington, Will Riley, Alex Sarr is actually having a pretty good year. And then outside of that, Justin Champagnie. Oh, gosh. It was really an island of misfit toys, but they are professional athletes. And Zaz, if people want to go listen to your show that you just said you recorded, where do they go?
Yeah, we talked the whole show today we did on BAM last night. Search Zaslow Show 2.0 wherever you get your podcasts. We talk everything Miami, everything 305. Please like, rate, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Zaslow Show 2.0, every episode presented by Anajar and Levine, Accident Attorneys, 800-747-FREE, 800-747-3733.
Appreciate it, Zaz. Looking forward to talking again soon.
Thanks, Zaz.
Great job, guys. See ya.
Jonathan Zazzo, Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Christian Cat. It's Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
College basketball is heating up and the tournament is almost here. Don't let your home get caught off guard. Get ready now with EDS Air Conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can get 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong on the court, not in your living room. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS has been the trusted MVP since 2006. Visit EDSIsyes.com today. Stay cool and be ready before the madness hits.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Today's tax tip is brought to you by Anshin Accountants and Advisors with Brent Lessie, partner and tax leader of Anshin's Consumer Products Group.
Did you know the One Big Beautiful Bill Act has created unprecedented opportunities for founders? The $10 million exclusion has increased to $15 million, and the 5-year holding period is no longer an all-or-nothing hurdle. Founders now have the flexibility to raise capital and align their tax-free treatment over 3, 4, or 5 years. These changes include the higher asset ceiling and allow founders and investors to scale aggressively while capitalizing on this tax advantage. Anshin, a partner-owned firm since 1923, prioritizes understanding founders' unique circumstances to achieve their goals. If you're a founder that doesn't want to leave money on the table, let Anshin deliver value where others can't.
For more tax tips from Anshin, visit Anshin.com. That's ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, helping you recalculate what's possible.
I'm Ellie Anajar of Anajar and Levine. Injured in a car crash? Never rush to settle with insurance companies, and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar and Levine. Our experienced legal team will fight to win you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call me, Ellie Anajar, for a free consultation and take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast, professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Right now, there may be another driver swerving in and out of lanes, tailgating others, and just won't let up on the gas. It may be stressful, but keep doing you. Because you are going the speed limit, using that blinker like a pro, and embracing the space with the driver in front of you. Nice. Let's keep our roads chill. Brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
At HSS, movement is their specialty. Their team of experts provide personalized treatment options backed by over 160 years of orthopedic expertise. Whether you need advanced non-surgical solutions, surgical care, or comprehensive rehabilitation, HSS Florida delivers the exceptional quality care you expect from HSS, the nation's #1 in orthopedics. With 3 locations in West Palm Beach, Wellington, and now Jupiter, expert care has never been closer to home. Choose better, move better. Learn more at hss.edu/Florida.
Celebrate 10 years of the SWA Runaway 5K on Saturday, April 11th at 7:30 a.m. Run or walk on the beautiful SWA Greenway Trail System at the Solid Waste Authority of Palm Beach County. Individual, group, and virtual participants are invited to join the fun. All proceeds support the nonprofit Resource Depot with their efforts to inspire creativity and community engagement through the reuse of waste. To register and learn more, visit swa.org/5K.
College basketball is heating up and the tournament is almost here. Don't let your home get caught off guard. Get ready now with EDS Air Conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can get 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong on the court, not in your living room. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS has been the trusted MVP since 2006. Visit edsyes.com today. Stay cool and be ready before the madness hits.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
It's March, and if you just had money on UCF to churn it out over Cincinnati right now in the second round of the Big 12 tournament, basically for a bid, I regret to inform you that Cincinnati likely will not be dancing. But if you haven't tried out Hard Rock Bet and you want to bet on maybe Cincinnati's future opponents or the teams that have beaten them throughout the way, you could do that. New bettors, your first 10 bets of a maximum $50 get doubled for each win. That's right. Bet something $25, you win that first bet within your first 10. Boom, turns into 50. It is that easy on the Hard Rock Bet app. You get the World Baseball Classic going on, maybe without the United States. And with no United States, if you want to bet on something, have some fun with it, you're going to need to, because maybe you won't be able to watch Aaron Judge in that tournament, depending on what happens between tonight with Italy and Mexico. You can go today in the Google Play Store, the Apple App Store, and bet on just about anything live. You could bet game by game, player props. You could do futures. You could do it all in one spot. Refer a friend, get $50 at bonus bets. They have all of these cash deals or these bonus bet deals that you can take advantage of. Go try it today. It's Hard Rock Bet, payable in bonus bets only, not a cash offer offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus. Physically present in Florida. The wager, terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE. All right, so here's how this goes. You need Mexico to score less than 4 runs. 4 runs is over 4 runs is the happy number for them. They play at 7 p.m. on FS1, Italy and Mexico. If Mexico were to win and keep the score low, then they get to advance. Now, if Italy wins, the United States advances, and if Mexico can lose Mexico can win, or they just got to keep it low. That's the idea.
So
high score, Mexico can still lose and score high, and they'll still get it.
Okay, so
it's very confusing.
Yeah, you got to break that down again.
That was
not a good job.
Not the finest.
I'm sorry, Kyle.
We know
I'm
for a
following.
fact that if Italy wins, USA's
correct.
in.
That's what
Italy
we're
wins, USA's in.
And they
if
have
Mexico scores 5 and over, United States advances.
Okay, no matter
because
the
they
result.
advance over Italy.
All right.
So if Mexico wins, we need more than 5 runs.
If Mexico wins, you need under 5.
Okay.
And this is baseball.
This is baseball.
All right. Just checking.
Here's what you need to know.
What a joke.
United States advances. If Mexico scores a lot, doesn't matter win or lose. Over 5, it doesn't matter win or lose, United States will advance.
Do we think that they are going to collude?
Would you?
If a low-scoring game keeps the biggest favorite in the tournament, keeps both you in.
2-0, 6th inning, do they look at each other and give them a nod, say, let's just watch every pitch go through?
The boys.
Maybe not in actuality, but I think that they will not try to score more runs.
I hope that if Team USA makes the knockout, they get a breath of fresh air or whatever. Do we really want to see that team play again?
Mike, you'll be lining up for the next game if USA.
You want to see you want to see us not score runs against.
I want to
guys
see who they go to in the
delis.
championship. Are they going to give it back to Nolan McLean and let him go against the Avengers in the Dominican Republic?
But Mike, they were dumb yesterday. This is why they didn't score as many runs as they maybe could have if they knew the game mattered.
The manager thought they were into the next round, which is just. There's so many things wrong with that.
And I'm also not going to draw it up completely to the players not caring. They still got to score runs and win. And they still weren't able to do that once they realized that they needed to play harder. So I think there's two levels to that. And I also think pitching wins this tournament. And Italy's pitching was pretty great for the most part. And the United States trotted out there Nolan McLean, Ryan Yarbrough, and Brad Keller, who immediately gave up runs. So you need pitchers. And that's why I think a lot of this circles back to Skubal. Because Skubal should be pitching in this tournament. Yeah. Because if we had Skubal for the final or the semifinal and him and Skeens back-to-back, you have no worry in the world that you're going to lose. Now that you're going to need to go to somebody random in one of these spots, you get nervous.
Manager thought we were into the next round. Yeah, you had a bad card. I know Colin said these guys are professionals. I get all that. You made all the wrong moves on the card thinking the game was meaningless. In the ninth inning, you had a chance to win the game. You had a runner on first, 1 out. Gunnar Henderson and Aaron Judge struck out to, God only knows who. God only knows who. We made look like Rivera.
Greg Weiser.
Mariano Rivera in his prime. I just... What needed to go wrong went wrong for Team USA.
Also,
you're down 8-0. You're starting your pitchers. McLean was awful. You gave up 8 runs to Team Italy.
He brought in Yarbrough. He's immediately putting guys in the bag.
You don't belong. And listen, Christian is right. If we do get into the knockout, you ever seen Godfather 3? Just when I thought I was out, they pull me right back in. That's going to be me, okay? But at the same time, guys, what are we doing? You gave up 8 runs to Italy and you were down 8-0. Do we even deserve to be in the knockout round?
You got to win that game.
Do we even deserve to be
now?
Is
there something wrong with the tournament build? The fact is that you're 3-1 and you're going to get knocked out?
Probably, but Colin, I stand by what I said. You couldn't beat Italy. I'm really going to sit here and complain about the nitty gritty.
Listen, that's what we have to deal with now is the nitty gritty.
With our good friends at Hard Rock Bet, the United States was a tremendous favorite. I would have been very interested to see what the final run line was last night in that game for Team USA and how much they needed to win by to actually win some money betting on the States, because it was probably astronomical, absolutely ridiculous. The format is terrible, but no excuses. You're the United States. You got to find a way to get into the knockout round.
John Boy had the stat. DeRosa clearly did not think they needed to win that game. And Paul Goldschmidt in the lineup. 4th worst batter against right-handed pitchers last season. And the starter for Italy was a right-hander. And you're putting Paul Goldschmidt in the lineup.
Well, he needed to make sure, in a must-win game, he needed to make sure these guys are playing.
Here's the thing.
He had to make sure these guys are playing.
Do me a favor. Look at Harper's stats, too. So I'm not going to
Colin's down on Harper.
He's terrible. He's not good in a big game, and he lost it. He lost his fastball a long time ago. He's never been good in a big game. Been years. So for that reason, I'm not Goldschmidt was not the reason. It was the pitching and your stars. Get on base. Bobby Witt's on there. He's immediately around the bags. That guy's a baseball player. Stick around. You got Pink Smoke at your Inter Miami fix with Mike Rizzo and Damian Perez coming up after this. That has been Christian Cat, Colin Russo. We'll see you next time. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.